We might be struggling domestically, but it's the Champions League in which Liverpool have looked a lot like themselves, and it's a tough test against European champions, which is coming up. Welcome to Marching Reds. I am Aman Chima, and here I am to preview the game between PSG and Liverpool, going to be played in Paris for the first leg in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And I've got some fond memories, but I need to be realistic in the way I do look at things looking up ahead of this game. So let's start from the context. We are out of the EFL Cup, we are out of the Carabao Cup. The only two competitions that we can literally target in terms of getting our objectives of the season is, of course, the Champions League. And in that, I mean, it would be great if we can add another title to our collection, and the other is in the Premier League, and for that we need to work a lot harder than what we've done in the past 31 games. But in this competition, I don't think there have been many doubts over our performances, especially coming after being beaten at Galatasaray 1-0. And although there were speculations on whether we will have enough in us to go forward in that tie, we did eventually turn up in the most best way possible and had, I think it was the best game of a season at Anfield, in which we beat Galatasaray 4-0. And when it was official that we were facing PSG, yeah, some of the Liverpool fans were sort of looking forward to it, and that includes me as well, because last time around we beat them in Paris, and although that was the game that PSG should have won, and somehow we came from that stadium with a positive result. Although at Anfield they did beat us on that night, and eventually in penalties we lost out. So definitely we would have a score to settle with. But going into this game last season, we were flamboyant in the way we were playing. The confidence was high up, and like Alisson had one of his greatest nights in the Liverpool jersey. And these are the exactly two things that we are missing this time around. We don't have Alisson. Unfortunately, he's injured out for a few weeks. And of course, the confidence, I mean, the less I talk about it, the better it is. Although I would like to believe and hope that Arne Slot is able to rally this team around, because whatever happens after this season, that is a topic for later. But we need to target this set of 6-7 weeks, which is going to be massive for Liverpool. And in the Champions League, we have somehow showed up in the best way, whether it's nights against Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, the game at Inter, and I have to mention the Galatasaray game as well. And I would like to believe that we would be turning up again for this game, because, I mean, okay, let me say it out loud. The odds are against us. People are expecting us to go out of this competition, and some people are even expecting PSG to run riot. And that's the worst case, right? I mean, looking from that case, we've got nothing to lose. The fact that we can sort of literally and metaphorically attack this game in the best way possible, that is how I hope Arne Slot should be approaching this game. And I'm not saying play all our attackers out there. You need to manage this game, this tie overall, in a more tactical way. So I just hope that, of course, I would like to see a Liverpool win, but I want to see a proper shift being put in by all the players, whoever are named on the bench or on the pitch, starting from that very first whistle. And if we can get a result to work with for the second leg, that would be the biggest checkbox that we need to take tomorrow. And I think for that, the availability of Isaac, although he might not feature a lot tomorrow, would be definitely something that Arne Slot should be counting on, not only for this tie, but for the remaining games in the season as well. Now, looking at the availability of players, we've discussed Alisson's injury, and it was good to see Mohamed Salah come back onto the pitch, although he did look a bit patchy. And Isaac was a precautionary omission from the City game. So apart from that, I don't think there have been any more injuries for us. So what would my lineup would be? In goal, it has to be Mamardashvili, and he did look decent enough, if I can say so, because he could not have done anything for the goals that we conceded at the Etihad Stadium. So he should start for me in goal. In the back four, it would be surprising to see if Milos Kerkez and Frimpong both are named on uh, their respective positions, because if that's the case, then that would be the most aggressive way Arne Slot would be going with his lineup. But just because Kirkes and Gomez started the City game, I am expecting an Andy Robertson start on the left back position and Frimpong starting in the right back position. The centre back pairing is Van Dijk and Konate. No doubts over there. In the midfield, given how PSG are so vertical, are so direct when they try to play their game. And although they eventually got through and beat us last time around, but they would be ruining their chances when we played them at their home stadium last time around. So they would be making sure that, at least this time around, they do get a positive result there. So to counter that, I think we need to have a midfield heavy lineup. And for that, I would go for Ryan Gravenberg, Alexis McAllister, Dominic Soboslai, and Florian Wirtz. And then for the remaining two spots, it has to be Hugo Ekitike and Mohamed Salah operating as the two striker combo, or trying to provide that width from the right flank and the left flank. So talking about formations now, I mean, we've seen a 4-2-3-1 sort of a formation being laid out, a 4-2-2-2 also being deployed. But I won't be surprised if we actually go with a two sets of five when we are defending, with Ekitike on the left flank, Salah on the right flank, and that midfield trio of Florian Wirtz, Alexis McAllister, and Dominic Soboslai, making sure that we leave no space for all or any PSG player to attack that zone, which has been sort of an Achilles heel for us. And in terms of when we do have the ball, if Ekitike is up top, Robertson can provide that left flank cover, and Florian Wirtz can operate in his left attacking midfield role. And similarly, on the other side, it could be Soboslai, Salah, and Frimpong providing that extra cushion. So that is how I would line up for this game. Then you've got the likes of Cody Gakpo, Chiesa, who again I would doubt get any minutes again. Joe Gomez, Kirkes, and even Alexander Isak to come on just in case if we do need them. So this is how I think Arne Slot should line up in this game. And as I've said before, I would not be really bothered about the result. I just want to see my team show up in the best way possible, making sure that we've got all our efforts, our concentration locked in for this game. And I mean, you just never know, what are the possibilities. So instead of being on the back foot, knowing very well what has happened in the past, in the recent past, you need to push this aside and make sure you turn up in the most positive way possible. And that goes for the players, that goes for the manager, that goes for the fans, and that goes for me as well when I tune in for this game. And these are the reasons why I'm more excited for this game rather than being a little bit skeptical. And I mean, what's the point of being realistic in a world where you can actually be optimistic? So yeah, I would again not stick my neck out and say like Liverpool are going to win the game hands down. It's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a good watch for any neutral fan who would be watching this one. And of course, there is only one result that I would like to see, maybe two. But even if it's the one that I not prefer, I just hope that the Reds show that desire, show that fight, and show that willingness to fight for every ball, to sprint that extra mile, and give something to the fans. So let me know what your score predictions are going to be for this game. Let me know if you are Arne Slot, what sort of lineup would you go for? And yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. So hopefully I will be in the same mood as today when I tune in to review this game. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care.